It's January 18th, and the strange side of history awaits. Today, we have a hidden illness stalking the unsuspected, an empire crowned in a conquered palace, and a marriage that ended decades of bloodshed. Let's begin. On January 18th, 1977, after months of silence and fear, a quiet announcement finally broke the tension gripping America. Months earlier, what began as a routine gathering of U.S. war veterans at the Philadelphia Hotel had turned deadly. One by one, strong, healthy men returned with a sudden, violent pneumonia. Fevers spiked, lungs failed, and doctors were helpless. By the time the illness burned out, 34 people were dead and more than 200 had been infected. Rumors spread faster than answers. Was it a virus, a chemical attack, or something worse? Inside government laboratories, investigators were running out of options. Standard tests revealed nothing. The killer left no fingerprints. Then, a microbiologist took a desperate gamble, infecting guinea pigs with tissue samples no machine could explain. What emerged was something unseen before, a hidden bacterium, thriving in the warm, stagnant water, silently spreading through the hotel's air. The source was chillingly ordinary, the building's cooling system itself. The organism was named Legionella pneumophila, and the mystery was solved. In the aftermath, hospitals and engineers began treating cooling towers like loaded weapons. Public health would never again assume a modern building was safe. On January 18, 1871, beneath chandeliers once meant to glorify French kings, history was written in silence and steel. Inside the mere palace of Versailles, the air was heavy with gunpowder, victory, and unspoken insult. Outside, Paris was starving under siege. Inside, princes stood in triumph on enemy soil. At the center of the room, King Wilhelm I of Prussia was proclaimed the new emperor of a new German empire, a proclamation that bounced endlessly off the mirrors that reflected a single unmistakable message. France had lost the war, and a new power had risen. The location was no accident. Versailles was the heart of the French royal pride, and turning it into the birthplace of Germany was a calculated humiliation. Every mirror in the wall became a reminder of the dominance that shifted. Behind the ceremony stood one man pulling the strings, Otto von Bismarck. For years, he had engineered wars, alliances, betrayals, with one goal: unification through blood and iron, and now it was complete. Germany was no longer a collection of states, it was an empire, and Europe would never be the same again. The empire's birth shifted Europe into a collision course. Power was no longer divided, it was concentrated, and everyone noticed. On January 18, 1486, beneath the cold stone arches of Westminster Abbey, England watched two enemies walk towards the altar. For more than 30 years, the kingdom had been tearing itself apart. Brothers fought brothers, kings were crowned, then dragged from power. The War of the Roses left England soaked in blood, ruled by fear, and haunted by uncertainty. Henry Tudor, a king forged by battle, stood beside Elizabeth of York, the daughter of the very house his family had spent decades fighting. Their marriage was not born of romance, but of survival. This single union stitched together two shattered bloodlines, the red rose of the Lancaster and the white rose of the York. Together, they would become something new, the Tudor rose, a symbol meant to convince a traumatized nation that the killing was finally over. Many in the Abbey had lost family to war, others quietly wondered if peace could truly be sealed by a vow alone. Behind the ceremony lay a calculated truth. Henry's crown depended on this marriage. Without Elizabeth, his rule would crumble as violently as those before him. And the gamble worked. From this uneasy alliance rose a dynasty that would reshape England, producing monarchs like Henry VIII and leaving scars, legends, and power struggles that still echo through history. The age of the Tudors had only just begun. The union didn't erase the past, but from it rose one of England's most ruthless royal lines. Another day, another strange bite from history. Like, comment, and subscribe. Your next eerie dose is just a day away.